15 to 20%. That's about the percentage chance I'm giving Alexander Volkanovski to win this fight. And I know that doesn't really seem like a very high percentage for him to win. And I do know that most people are picking Islam Makhachev to win for very justified reasons. But in this video, I'm going to discuss what are some ways that Alexander Volkanovski can win this fight and how he can bring that second belt back to Australia. Yes, I am aware that there's a very high chance that Islam Makhachev wins this fight, so you do not need to remind me, you do not need to write in the comment section down below, you don't need to message me about it. I am aware, very high chance that Islam Makhachev wins this fight. Just the overwhelming grappling, the size difference, the strength, the ever-evolving striking, the submission ability, many reasons that Islam Makhachev can win this fight. I don't see a lot of people talking about Alexander Volkanovski's path to victory. I see a lot of people talking about Islam Makhachev's path to victory, but not really how Alexander Volkanovski could potentially win. Now, I did do a video about this, which I will show right here, and you can go watch it on my channel, where I did a really detailed breakdown how Volkanovski can actually make Makhachev struggle a lot more than people are thinking. So you can watch that if you want the detailed breakdown about that. Before I start, like the video if you end up liking it, and subscribe for more content similar to this. And leave a comment in the comment section down below if you have any thoughts, predictions, if you agree with me, disagree with me, whatever you have, leave it in the comment section down below. Before we talk about how Alex can fight this fight on his terms, let's talk about what Alex really needs to avoid. Here's a big, beautiful picture of a UFC octagon. Now just keep in mind, the octagon is probably going to look different than this one, but for the point of this video, you'll probably understand the points I'm trying to make, even if the octagon looks a little bit different. So let's talk about a couple places that Alex should avoid. One of the first places that Alex really needs to avoid is right along here across the cage. All along this area. Why does he need to avoid this spot? Well, here's the problem. One scenario that I could see is if Alex stands way too close to the cage for way too long, one of the issues that might happen is that Islam is most likely going to be pressing forward. And what could happen then? If he presses Alex against the cage, well, he could attempt to set up takedowns and trips from that location. But what is the bigger issue? Because of Islam's strength and size, he could hold Alex against the cage for minutes at a time potentially. So instead of striking with him, he's going to be getting pressed against the cage. And that's minutes and minutes that could be gone. And then again, the takedown threats where he could get taken down against the cage as well. And then the next thing he needs to avoid, which again will be very tough, is getting taken down within this space as well. What's the reason for that? Well, if he gets taken down in this space right here that I just illustrated, now he's taken down in the center of the cage. Now it's going to be really hard for him to get up. He's going to have a hard time anyways, but here, that's going to be really hard. When Islam's on top, pushing down with his strength, that's going to be really tough for Alex to get back up. And then he's also going to have a hard time scooting all the way back to the cage. Islam's not going to just let him do that either. So this area is where Alex will win or lose this fight. Just behind the black lines, not too close to the cage, and not too much in the center where if he gets taken down, he's way too far from the cage to ever have a chance of getting back up. You're probably thinking to yourself, wow, this is a really small area of the octagon that Alex can actually fight. And yeah, the reality is he's facing a really tough opponent who has a style in a way that's going to make Alex have a very limited area of fighting. Now, while Alex is actually standing behind these black lines and doing his circling, what is he actually supposed to do in terms of offense in order to try to win this fight and beat Islam? Because ultimately, you standing behind the black lines is one thing, and circling is one thing, and avoiding the takedown is one thing, but then what about your actual offense that you're going to do in order to win the rounds and win the fight? So a couple things I mentioned again in my other video, which again, I'll link up to here. You can go check it out if you want to on my channel, where I went really in detail. But one of the things I talked about is one of the things that I think a lot of people are going to be surprised about is the speed difference. One scenario that can happen, especially if Alex stands behind these black lines right here, is that also gives him enough space that when Islam does shoot, Alex has enough space to move to the side and also to move backwards like that if he needs to avoid the takedown. I hope you don't forget this about Alex, but remember, Alex Volkanovski can strike and throw his offense through various different movements, whether he's moving backwards, forwards, to the side, standing stationary, going diagonally, whatever it is, he can throw strikes wherever he's moving. Look at his last fight against Max Holloway. It's a beautiful example of how Volkanovski can use his movement, whether it's sideways or backwards, he can still strike in those movements. So for example, Islam Makhachev takes a shot or reaches for his leg, Alex just quickly darts back and then moves to the side, back into position again, and just constantly circling a little bit, throwing strikes where he needs to, circling, throwing strikes, going backwards, going left, going forward, strike, backwards, left, right. That type of game plan. We'll see when the fight starts, but it is entirely possible that with Alexander Volkanovski's speed advantage, which we'll have to see what happens, it is possible that when Islam Makhachev reaches out for clinching or reaches out for the single or double leg, Volkanovski can just quickly dart out of the way and just move his legs out of the way. Speed, quick leg kicks, and a lot of lateral movement, a lot of backwards movement is going to be the key that Volkanovski needs in order to win this fight. Again, it's going to be very, very hard. It's going to be very, very challenging. Can he do it? I'm only giving a 15-20% chance to win because, again, this is a very, very hard game plan to implement against someone like Islam Makhachev, but there is a path to victory here. Again, if you want to see the more detailed breakdown, you can go to that link I have over here or in the description box down below. You can check out my video where I go really into detail if you're interested. I'm very, very excited for this fight. I can't wait. Again, this is just very, very rare that fights like this happen. Very rare. And we should be blessed and thankful that we get to see fights like this. I hope you enjoyed the video and like the video if you liked it, and subscribe for more content similar to this. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Again, if you have any thoughts. I will catch you guys later.